the Hustle and Giggle podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Hustle and Giggle episode 26. This is the podcast where we talk about business, ideas, life and all the chaos that comes with it. And let's admit there's quite a lot of chaos. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been listening to us for a while, we're glad you've come back. We've got a great episode lined up today. But before we dive in, we just wanted to share with you that our next episode marks our 1 year.
Oh my God.
Oh, I feel like we need to do a big whoop whoop. Since we launched our podcast, we're so exciting. But we will talk to you more about that in the next episode. As today, we've got a really good conversation to get into. So let's jump straight into it. So what have we all been up to? Leslie.
Oh, I've been up to sorting out my website. It was released yesterday and oh my God, I'm beyond excited about this website.
It's so good.
It's gorgeous.
Amazing. Gorgeous. It really is good.
I've had such lovely feedback saying that, it's understandable, it's easy to read and, contact and I've had people sign up to the mail list already. So
good.
Really, really exciting. So she's done an amazing job. So we'll tag her in.
Yeah, she has done an amazing job.
And so excited on that. So, and business has been really busy, dealing with lots of people, dealing with lots of problems and sorting people out, but getting people in their cars. So I've been mega busy.
Oh,
haven't had time to breathe. Yeah.
And you're not going to get time to breathe in the next few days, but more to come on that.
I think so either.
What about you, Karma?
Yeah, a bit like Leslie. I've been working. I've also been working, and when I'm not working, I've been thinking about work. So it's just been work.
You've been busy.
Yeah,
we
I've
have
been
for anybody that doesn't realise, we have a WhatsApp group, and in fact, that's how the podcast originally started. And honestly, every single day, poor old Karma's like, I'm so busy. I've got a cold. I'm not feeling well. She's overdoing it. So yeah,
That's it. I've not done any workouts. I've not read anything. I've literally just worked, work and sleep and recover. Work, sleep, recover. Oh my God, how boring.
Well, it isn't, and it happens, and it's. Yeah, I mean, we're all like you. And when you've got tasks, when you've got actions, when you've got clients, you have to work, don't you?
Got to get shit done.
Exactly, Absolutely. So I admire you for doing it, but I also feel for you because I know you've been like ridiculously busy, stupidly busy.
Oh, thank you.
But well done.
What have you been?
Yeah. What have you been up to? You've been busy too because someone's released my website for me.
busy. New clients, a lovely new car finance client that I've been supporting. There's launched a new website. Other new clients, which is great, and busy. And in fact, I said to Richard this morning, this weekend, I know that's not quite the bit we're talking about here, but this weekend we have no plans. And do you know what? I am so excited. It's the first weekend for, I can't remember, at least 2 months that we've got absolutely nothing on from Friday night through to Monday morning. We've got to do some stuff in the house, but obviously...
But that's the time to do it. I love weekends.
Me too.
Pottering.
Pottering, not having to rush around. We've been having to get up early and going places. And those places, by the way, have been lovely that we've been up to. But, anyway, we're talking about what's coming up soon, not on this bit. But busy like you guys. Family stuff, eating out, meeting friends, clients, just busy, which is great. All good.
We're all good.
All good stuff. So, discussion... do you know what? Discussion topics, but I wish that I would have heard the news in the car when I was driving here before I put this down. Because I was listening... I am of an old age. I really like listening to the Jeremy Vines show.
I like
After
Jeremy
I
Vines.
like listening to Bucks Radio, obviously.
Yes, of course.
And they were talking about that the Milton Keynes prison has had a really bad Ofsted and it's gone into... special measures. But then they started talking about drones. Apparently it's got a big issue with drones and drugs. And somebody rang in to the Jeremy Vines show and said that, I don't know how they knew, and it wasn't a joke, but a prison, this week, a prisoner ordered a GBK by drone to their cell and it got to them. Hello?
No.
Why did you go to prison? Because you've done something wrong?
Wow.
I know, unbelievable. Anyway, sorry, that was just a slight diversion that I heard.
That is another subject, though, and it really does frustrate me because, they've done wrong, they need to go to prison. But you need to have prisons like other countries have prisons.
Exactly.
Not ours. I mean, they've got PlayStations, they've got whatever they want, phones, they've got all these things that some of our people, some people on the streets that are working and all the rest of it, just don't have.
I know somebody that had a visit to Milton Keynes prison when it first opened, and every single cell has a television in it. And the reason they did that is because they said it causes so much problem when there's a football match on to get everybody into the room, because they all into the TV room, because they all want to watch different channels, different programs. So they put TVs in it.
Oh my goodness!
But it's all right though, because we've got potholes. Anyway,
that's another subject.
Moving on. So today's subject. Although we don't have school-aged children, I thought it might be really interesting to have a discussion around whether we think that school prepares people for real life. And bizarrely, yet again, after suggesting this as a subject to you guys, I heard on the radio a couple of days ago that the government are saying that they're now thinking of giving businesses £3,000 to take on. It's a bit like that Kickstart scheme, that I was involved in. £3,000 to unemployed. I think they're going to be under 20-year-olds who have been on universal credit for at least 6 months, and they're going to offer small businesses £3,000 to employ them.
Really?
But so there's a nice link there. Does school ready you for work? And actually, based on all the headlines at the moment, there's a lot of school children that aren't working. So I just thought it might be an interesting subject to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think school does give you a certain sort of solid foundation for routine, discipline, exam pressures and just discipline really. But I don't think it's teaching real world skills like managing money, communication skills, handling pressure. So it's good for some stuff, but then I think it's not really great enough for all the real world stuff that you actually need when you're out there. And I'm not sure how I feel about that incentive from the government. I think personally, I'd have rather they didn't muck around with the NI hikes for businesses, but you can't get too political.
I agree.
Because it's, it's kind of like bolting the door after the horse has bolted, isn't it? It's
exactly.
Yeah, don't get me started, because I could go in my soapbox and rant for a long time. So probably move on swiftly to Leslie.
No. I have the same view as you.
Maybe they should. I'm just thinking in my little head. Maybe they should give the £3,000 and use it to maybe put people like myself into schools, maybe pay us to go into schools and share what we know. I always remember years ago when I first set up Tracer Finance, this young boy came to me and he was 18 years old and he was looking for car finance. Now, some car finance companies do take 18-year-olds and some take them at 21. But this poor boy came to me, a lovely boy, very pleasant and everything else, did all the proposal and everything. Then I sent it up to the finance company and it got declined. And I was like, oh my goodness, you're 18 years old. Seriously, could you have such a bad credit already? So anyway, I looked into it further, got his Experian report for him, with his help, obviously. And on there was a default because he didn't pay his car insurance. And what had happened was he came to me because he needed a new car. He had a car. He had a car accident. He was paying his car insurance monthly. And he got to 6 months and he had a car accident. So they wrote the car off, paid it off. He thought that was it.
Oh, wow.
But they didn't take off the further 6 months. You have to pay the whole year.
Even though he hasn't got the car
anymore. And he didn't know about it.
Right.
And it's things like that you think, do you know what? You've got to read your credit profile at least every 6 months, if not a year.
Yeah.
But every 6 months, especially when you're moving around or whatever. Because he had no idea.
No.
So he had to fix that before he'd get any finance. Because, at that age, at 18, look, I can't stand, say anything because I got married on my 17th birthday. So that is really young. So I was hit on to the finances, paying the rent, paying the bills and everything else. But some of these are just not taught how to come into our real world, They need to be taught about finances, credit reports, not so much borrowing money because, of people live on credit cards, and you know, I've got a different opinion on credit cards. But you know, finance, mortgages, and car finance are two of the biggest things that you're going to borrow money for. So learn about them. Learn about money.
Learn about managing your money, budgeting.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting because I've been recently doing a part of this project with Bucks Business First, and it's very much focused around is the working world ready for digital skills, and actually what can they do to prepare. And actually, when I went to one of the last meetings, there was probably 20 people in the room, and of those 20 people, they were all business owners. I reckon 15 of them all said, actually, let's just step back, because when we recruit people and they join our business, they just don't have any custom basic skills like answering the telephone. Because they live on their mobile phones, because they live on message. And that's not a criticism of them, because that's the generation that and the world that we live in. So there's an interesting thing there as well, isn't there? That actually, should you do, you know, the whole mock interview? I don't know, but there's something not quite right for me. And your point,
there's something
Karma,
missing.
it's missing.
And it's like us taking on AI. We never had AI, so we've now. You've always taught me we grow with AI, because if we don't, we're going to be left behind.
Exactly.
And it's the same as them. They've got to get the foundations, and the foundations is not AI to start with. So I think that would help so much to come back to the basics.
But then on the other end of the scale, I think, you know, children get taught sometimes, particularly when it comes to maths, such extreme things. And there's always funny little memes going around saying, you know, when did you last use this in your day-to-day life? And you don't. So
we don't.
there's almost something that says drop some of those and implement some basic stuff to allow children to leave school with, you know, some good skills that's going to support them in the workplace.
It's like life skills, isn't it? I think that's the gap that's missing.
But we've been saying it for years. When Laura was a teacher and a lecturer and everything else, we've been saying it for so long. But like you say, the phones have taken over. But yeah, something definitely needs to be done within the schools. I've always said, if I had the time, I would be going into schools and doing. I did a couple of schools, didn't I? So, you know, maybe they need more of us. I'd be more than happy to do it, but obviously I can't give up my job to do it.
No, of course.
But if you know, you're going to make a difference, then 100,000,000% I'd keep doing it. At least once a month. And if a lot of business owners showed their experience as well, it would just be amazing.
I think Aylesbury College do. I did some mock interview days with someone that I knew from networking. I did that last year, but I have to say it didn't quite pan out as I thought it would. They were more interested in asking questions about, you know, how can I get into that business and how
much money you earn? That was one of the biggest questions I was asked. But you can earn a tenner to whatever you want, I guess.
So, but interesting. Anyway, let's move on. So the next one then, if you could relive 1 year of your life, what year would that be?
Okay, so I'd go back to 1990 because it was the last year my mum was alive, and I think, I went a bit deep again, didn't I? But I think for me, because I would kind of try and appreciate it a bit more.
Yeah, because you know, absolutely.
Yeah, but you don't know what's coming, do you?
No.
So.
I love that.
That's mine.
That's really nice. I
didn't have a specific year, but I would go back to when Jack was a toddler. And I remember one particular, because I worked too much, and he has never suffered, and I talk about it quite a lot to him. And he always says, but Mum, you know, that's what you needed to do at the time. But I always remember one particular incident where he had a really bad chest infection, really bad, and I was at work, and Richard took him to the doctor, and Richard said, you need to meet me at the doctor, because I can hear it was really bad. And we got into the doctor's surgery, and he said, I either need to call an ambulance now or you need to get him to A&E quickly. So we threw him in the car, drove him to A&E. He was then hospitalised for 3 days, and he had a really bad chest infection. And at the time, I worked for somebody that didn't have children. So there's a little bit of empathy, I guess, over that period of time. But we got home from hospital at whatever day it was, and I went into work the next day. Richard stayed with Jack, and I was in the office until 11 o'clock that night because we were pulling together some documents for a big client pitch that we'd got the next day. And then the next day I got up at 5 o'clock, drove to Birmingham to pitch to this client. And you know, I always regret doing that because my son had been in hospital for 3 days, and actually he was okay. Yeah. But I didn't see him for 24 hours afterwards, and I always think I'd go back to some parts of my life, and I'd probably be strong enough now to go, I'm sorry, but I'm taking a week even if it's unpaid. Yeah. But I was too focused on the clients and my employer that I didn't want to let them down either. So I would say that's definitely a period of my life that I would go back and relive in a more positive way.
Oh wow!
And I guess you can't beat yourself up about that because I used to work as well, and you know,
you don't work now.
Yeah, no, I used to work when the kids were little. I'll rephrase that. But you know, you can. It's a 50-50, isn't it? I could have stayed at home. And they would have had me all the time. I probably would have got stressed out and wanted to get them out the door. Or I could have carried on working and, you know, we had lovely holidays, which we spent such quality time with and everything else. So, you know, we can go from there. But
I think that, and I agree with you there.
You can't beat yourself up.
And as an only child, you know, Jack used to love going to childminder. You know, sometimes in the holidays, he would say, you know, Easter holiday, I'd look at him and I'd say, I've got a week off next week. And I could almost see the, look on his face where he was like, am I not going to Katie's then? Because all the children were at Katie's. You know, all his friends were at Katie's. There was 8 children. So that part of his life, you know, absolutely would never replace. But it's some isolated incidents that I think I should have been strong enough to go, no, I'm not coming. My son's been in hospital and that tough.
Power of hindsight, though.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, asLesley?
Oh, do you know what? I thought about this and I thought, well, look, you know, it's special days having your kids, you know, all 3 of them, you know, going back to that moment of when it's special having them and whatever. But I thought, actually, I would go back to the day that me and Kev got married. Look at me all soppy. Because I believe, you know, and I look back all them times and I think that's the time that my life changed so much. It was like the opposite. And
nice.
He's definitely changed my life. So going back to our wedding day was just the best day ever.
Wow.
And I love it. So, yeah, if I could do it again, everyone else is getting married. I mean, I know we had our 25th wedding anniversary, but, you know, just that day, because I cannot tell you, well, you know, that my life's changed so much since I met him.
Did you get married locally?
Yeah, so down Buckingham Street in the Methodist Church.
Did you? Oh, okay.
And then we went to Westcott for our big party after, which was
brilliant.
really nice. So, yeah, I'd do that all again.
Oh, that's lovely.
Just to redo it. But, yeah, I should have really have done it all again when I done my 25th. But it was special that day. But just that particular day just reminds me of how much it changed. So, yeah, get all soppy. Get off the soppy stuff.
right. Another one then. So we all, in the beginning, when we talked about what we've been up to, we all talked about busy. We all talked about how busy we are and whether that's work-related or personal-related. And one of the things that I thought would be really interesting to talk about was how we cope with it or how we don't cope with it, actually, because maybe we don't, maybe we do, and what our coping mechanisms are when we're just really tired, really busy, and everything's not falling around us, but the to-do list is getting longer.
There's multiple to-do lists.
Let's go to Karma.
Yeah, I think we should pass that on to Karma because she's had it all in the last couple of months where you've just been so busy.
So I don't think I managed it successfully at all because there's sometimes when it just feels like it's just too much and it's a lot. But I think I'm learning that I can't be everything to everyone all the time. But sometimes it's not just the actual kind of to-do list and the actionable things you've got to do. It's the mental load that it takes thinking about. And that's why there's a home list, there's a holiday list. I mean, first of all, problems from going away for the weekend, but there's a holiday list, there's a work list, there's a training list, there's just a bloody list upon list upon list. There's a list about the list. But
which list do you look at first?
I know, sometimes I just look at them, throw them up in the air. It's like, no. A friend messaged me yesterday, I probably shouldn't swear this on air, and she was saying about some work stresses, and she'll know who she is if she's listening to this. And she said, I've checked my pockets this morning and I've got 0 fucks to give. And I just thought, we all need a little bit more of that. So, I don't know. I think... sometimes it's great, sometimes it's busy and it's fantastic until the point that it isn't. But it doesn't last very long because you do get all the stuff from your head out on paper and make plans to do those things, and then it's like a reset and you're back again. So it doesn't last long, but I don't think I do it successfully. I kind of roller coaster.
I reckon you do it very successfully, but this is your view.
Oh, you're kind.
As an outsider looking in, I think you do, but you put too much. You put far. I mean, I think we probably all do, in fairness. But I can see that you're, so conscientious that you put so much pressure.
Yeah, I'm my own most nightmare, aren't I?
I think
we
so.
all are.
I think we are, but I think that you probably, being the friendship that we've got over the last years, I think Amanda's probably the one that looks like she's in more control than any of us, don't you? So I'd love to take a leaf out of your book, because I'm a bit like Karma. I literally yesterday I had so many things, and I was like, right, hang on a minute, I've just got to do one thing at a time, because that's my problem. Because I do one, and then whilst I'm doing that, or I'm waiting for the printer to run, I jump onto something else. And I think that's when my problem is. I'm not like just focusing on one. But when I was like looking at them yesterday, and I was thinking, oh my God, even if I just do that one, because one rolls into another. It's like me and text messages. I've always said it, I'm the worst to reply to somebody. You know why? Because I know they're going to reply back to me, and I need to reply back again. And if I don't think I've got the time, then I come across as being really rude. And then when I want to reply, they're probably thinking, God, yeah, reply to me 3 weeks later, cow. But I just, because I have to reply, and I just think, God, I've got time to reply once, but not to have a conversation.
Do it at 1 a.m. in the morning. Like I send my emails on a Sunday night when no fucker's going to reply. You need to do it on a 1 a.m. on the morning.
Yeah, and people think you're mad, don't they? Because they see it coming in and look, oh my God, that girl works at 11, 12 o'clock at night. But yeah, I have been up really late lately. Because I'm trying to get rid of the stuff. So I haven't been going to bed till about 12, but then unfortunately I love my sleep in the morning, but I've been waking up because I'm worrying about everything. Have I done this? Have I done that? Just before I've got to do this. So, but I'm sure a lot of people are like us, but you come across really organised.
That's really interesting. I definitely do a lot of what you guys do, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, but I was lucky, because I always say I was born organised. I don't have to try and be organised, because I was born organised, and I don't... it phases me sometimes, but not every time. But I'm definitely a get it out my head, get it on a list person. Because if it's in my head, I will be waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning thinking about it. Whereas if it's on a list, I know... So quite often, wherever I am... if I think about things, I'll throw them on a list on my phone, and then I'll transfer them onto the list when I get back home. I definitely do what you do, but I don't very often get stressed about busy stuff, because I do feel probably more or less in control. But there are periods where I'm the same, where I just think, oh my God. And the little things that it's the home stuff, actually, because I don't naturally live with somebody who opens the fridge and says, there's no food in there. or the washing baskets. To be fair, he does some stuff. And that's the bit I think that as females, dare I say it, although Nathan from Radley Windows and Doors, he's like my hero, all the stuff that he does.
Yeah.
But I think
pictures.
Yeah, it naturally falls on us. And maybe we cause that because maybe we're the ones that go, oh, there's no food, let's go out and buy some. Or there's no... And we laughed because I was saying, and I think... I'm not sure whether that was the one that you weren't on, Carmen, but I don't drink normal cow's milk. I only drink oat milk, or oat juice, as it's now called. But I know when the normal milk in the fridge is running out because I look. Whereas Richard will go, I've got no milk. And actually, is that my fault for doing that?
No, I think your brain just works. Yours is proactive and his is reactive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't think that's something you can teach. Just got to look out that it's not weaponised incompetence.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I definitely do have periods in my life where I go, well, what I find interesting, though, is as a business owner, I did some work a few years ago for a business coach. And I worked for him for 3-4 years, and he went and retired and didn't do what he did anymore, so obviously we ended our working relationship. And I remember the last conversation with him, and he said to me, out of everybody that I've ever outsourced work to, you're the only one that's been consistent.
Wow.
As in, you're the only one that's always done what you said you'd do. And I'm not flattering myself. I'm concerned for people that
they must be really not over, they're under delivering, but they must be over delivering what they say they're going to do and then completely under deliver.
Exactly. Do people not deliver what they say they're going to do?
Why would you say you could do it?
I know, but I will never, ever let people down, and I just won't do that. Whether it's a personal thing or whether that's a work thing, I just won't let people down, because it's like being late. It's the same thing. It's just one of my values, really.
It's like being late. I'm late all the time for everything. I'm still trying. But yeah, take the late bit out.
we need to
but I get you.
We need to adopt the same principle that my son now has to work to. So where he is, when they say you need to be somewhere at 7:30, you need to be at 7:25.
Yes.
The rule is 5 minutes early.
I like that.
Don't ever, so you always have, and you obviously can't be late. But
I'm going to try.
Yeah,
I'm going to try. I'm still trying.
We'll tell you we're meeting at 1 when it's really 1:30.
Yeah.
I'm early.
Oh, brilliant. Love that. So what have we got to recommend? What have we been up to in terms of anything really? Food, drink, outings, books, apps?
Do you know, I had a hygienist the other day at Tavistock dentist surgery, which is opposite the cemetery on Tring Road. And she was amazing.
Was she?
I was dreading it. Kev actually saw her the week before and he goes, you're going to love her. But do you know what? For the life of me, I come away and I said to her, I've got a podcast. And she said, oh, nice. And I said, hustle and giggle. And I thought, well, I'm going to recommend you because you were Isn't it the worst thing? I absolutely hate going to the dentist now.
Yeah.
I used to not have a problem
Weird,
with
isn't
it, but I hate it now.
Why?
And then,
Why has that changed, do you think?
oh, I think because I had a crown, and then I don't know. I think I lay there and see all the dollar signs going up and up and up and up. Well, pound signs because they're so expensive, don't you think? But anyway, on the nicer side, she wasn't that expensive. And she was amazing. She was so gentle because you come out, don't you, and you've got all these gaps in your teeth now, haven't you? They're all filled now, but that's another story.
Look at your mouth in a minute.
But she was so good because some of it because I'm right-handed, I probably weren't getting into that.
Yeah.
You know, and she went
didn't
through
tell
that.
you off.
She didn't tell me off. I think she thought I was quite nice. I don't know why. But yeah, no, so I had a hygienist, which I would recommend to anyone, because I think you did recommend someone, Watermead, didn't you, at one point for a dentist?
Yeah, my dentist is Watermead, and you'd gone there as well, hadn't you?
Yeah, when I probably, in hindsight, should have had a crown, but she's packed it back up, and we just hope we don't chew any toffee and it goes ding, because then I might have a bit of a feeling like you do about dentists. I'm okay with them. And the hygienist is a weird one, isn't it? Because it's really difficult trying to make conversation with someone once they've got their hands in your mouth.
It's the only thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Yes, how's your weeping?
What's this scraping?
Oh, yeah.
No, delightful.
What about you, Karma? What recommendations?
Yeah, I haven't got any, because I haven't done anything other than
What about work?
I can recommend a great IT company. Outside of that, I can't recommend anything. So this time I'm going to recommend to everybody, and I'm going to take my own advice, that we all stop trying to do everything perfectly. That's my recommendation, because half the time done is better than perfect, and most people won't notice a difference anyway. So I've said that really live, and I'm going to actually listen to that.
You are, aren't you? We're going to record that bit. So when you're
back to me and I'm
stressed,
stressing.
Yeah, good
we'll
advice.
put it on the WhatsApp group. Where have you been for the last week?
You know, as you know, I live with two car fanatics, and one of them is not around at the moment. He's away. So I've kind of stepping into the shoes of Jack and having to go to car things. So on Saturday morning...
I see no problem with that.
Tell me about it. Let's go.
Well, on Saturday morning, Richard said, there's an event at Silverstone. It's a free event, but you have to register. And it was just a car thing where people could bring their cars along, and you know, there was a few portable coffee places, and you just walk around, you know. And anyway, if I'm really brutally honest, I didn't want to go, but it was a nice day, and I thought, actually, you know, maybe I'll go out for a ride in the car. And so we went, and it was actually really good. Don't tell Richard, because he doesn't listen to this, he won't know. It was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. It was really good. And they have loads that go on there. I kind of forget about Silverstone in terms of car events and things, but free stuff, you know, I don't mean track events that you pay for. I mean car events that you can turn up. And in fact, Richard's got a couple he's organising at the moment. But it was good. It was nice. It was nice just to walk around with a coffee, look at these cars, and but there's a very funny story associated to that. So we went into the museum to pick up a coffee, and I was talking, there was someone there that Richard knew, and I was talking to his partner. And all of a sudden this guy came over and he went, well, I haven't seen you for many years, and I used to work with him at Xerox, and, you know, I left, well, in fact, I left there, gosh, however many years ago, I won't mean 30, or at least, you know, 20 odd years ago, more, 25 years ago. And I was talking to him, and he said, I didn't know you know cars. And Richard wasn't next to me at this point. I was talking away, la, 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 and he said, where do you live now? What are you up to? La, da, da, da. And then all of a sudden, Richard walked over, and I said, do you remember Richard? And he said, yeah, no, I remember Richard. And then he went, what, you and Richard are like together? I was like, where have you been? We've got a 19-year-old son, and we've lived together for like 20 odd. Yeah, but it was really funny. And I walked away, I thought, wow, I can't believe that. But it's really good. But it's a good thing to do. So it's like, just down the road, and we probably don't max it out enough, really, Silverstone events. But
I think the last time we went there was to buy a karting outfit for Jacob, because he was looking at getting back into karting. So we've been to the little shop on site, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's huge now, isn't it? I forget how big. Impressive. I mean, when we did that course, and it felt like we were driving for ages just to get to the building.
The other side of Northampton. And we're still going.
But we're lucky for it to be so close, really. So
we are.
Yeah.
That's good.
And what's coming up then? So what have we got coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Oh, I'll let you two go first.
Yeah, I think you should go first. Definitely. And I'm going to just rush through this so quick so we can get to you. So for me, it's more work and a bit more work. But I'm off on a girls' weekend to Portugal tomorrow, which I am super excited about. Really looking forward to that. So lucky,
but so well deserved, actually.
I need a bit of a balance. The work will still be there when I get back. Yeah. It's not going anywhere. But I definitely just need to switch off and not be a responsible adult for a few days.
Nice. Have you got any plans, or are you just...
ironically, it's better weather here than it is in Portugal.
Oh no!
Hey, whatever. So I think we're just going to chill, chat, shop.
How many of you
walk?
going?
3 of us.
Drink.
3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Drink and just
lovely.
kind of just
switch off.
Yeah, just switch off. Yeah.
How lovely.
Now, are you going to switch off?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I am. And this afternoon, I'm going to start to sort of just stop doing everything. I'm just going to ease up, because sometimes when you go away, you're like bang, 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 bang. Then you stop, and then you're like, I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to relax. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to try and ease into. I'm going to try and ease into that this afternoon. That's the plan.
Have a glass of wine tonight.
I'll be out cold. I'll completely miss the pickup at 5:30.
I'm slightly worried on one of the podcasts you're going to be speaking Portuguese, though, because now, second time in 2 months.
I know.
So
I know exactly, because we're going to the same airport. It's just amazing. I'm going to be like a proper pro at this. This is my future.
They're going to be
manifesting living in Portugal.
Why are you back again?
Yeah, just just come through. Don't worry about it.
Again.
Look, everyone, it's Karma. She's back.
A round of applause and a little party waiting for me. Yeah.
Oh gosh. So what about us? So I say nothing this weekend. Doing stuff in the house, but then getting outside as well, because I haven't done enough of that. Although I did go for a walk the other day before yesterday. It got to about 4 o'clock, and I thought, I can't miss some sunshine. And I went out, put my headphones on, and went out for a couple of miles, and it was so nice. But yeah, we've got. Jack's coming home for Easter, so we've got him with us for a couple of weeks. We're going to the Quainton Railway to Thomas. It's funny, Thomas Day, because Sienna loves Thomas.
Oh, that's so cute.
So we did that on Good Friday, I think, and then Sienna and Sean are staying over. Then Richard's cousins are coming over from New York, so she's staying with us for a couple of days. She's doing the London Marathon. Unfortunately, we can't go and watch her because we've got something on. But so again, lots on between. Not in the next couple of weekends, but kind of after that, which is really nice. So it'd be lovely to just be at home and do stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, excited.
I need to be at home and sort my house out.
No. You need to be at home for different reasons.
Right.
So, what time is it? It's 1:45.
Oh my golly.
I just had the most cutest message to say from my best friend, who will be delivering or helping to deliver my first grandchild. So, oh my goodness.
What did it say? Can you read it out
She
on air?
just said she's just gone down.
Oh, no.
And they've just sent a picture of them in the theatre waiting.
So could she have... Sorry, can I say 2 o'clock? Well, I've said it now.
Yeah, no, it's too late. Yeah, so she's due... I think the way they do everything... I mean, I have no idea. I've never had a C-section. I just gave birth 13 years later, 13 hours after being in labour.
Oh my God, there's too much excitement in the room.
Oh my God, I cannot tell you, my stomach is literally...
I'm not surprised.
Oh my goodness, if I'd eaten, I think I'd be sick. I'm just like... The feelings are unbelievable. I'm just beyond excited.
But could they start everything before 2 then, or is it like?
Yeah, no, I think it's 2. Yeah,
right.
I think it's 2 on the dot, and she'll be out by 2:10. So
God.
it's 1:45. So I will be a nanny by our next podcast. I will be a nanny in the next hour. Which is crazy, but the emotions going in your head is just mental.
I can't imagine.
So excited for you.
I mean, I'm impressed that you can come on a podcast.
I know.
My mind would be just, wow, I don't know where it would be.
Well,
but
we've
that's
nearly
good.
done it. We've nearly finished. But yeah, my stomach is killing me. So I just cannot wait. Just the feeling of after all this time, it's just gone.
Wow.
I mean, we've been talking about it so much. We've been calling her Nugget and everything else. And, just to be here now. And yeah, in an hour's time, I'll be holding her, which is just,
We need pics.
unbelievable.
We need photos.
I will send
absolutely.
pics. I will send pics. Apparently, she's got the most cutest little hat to put on because Laura's picked her outfit and everything else. So, yeah. We're so excited.
Do you remember? I remember Jack's outfit when his first
Really?
outfit.
Oh, no,
do you
I
remember?
don't.
Do you remember
Well,
yours?
Holly was a
Well,
lot
yours
smaller
are
than we thought.
older.
So we thought Holly was going to be about £6. She came out at 4. So the nappies came up under her armpit. And the outfit that I had for her, I don't think she fitted in until she was about 9 months old. So I had to say to Abe, can you run down and get something from like the what was it called when they were really small babies?
Skaboo.
Like from
baby
mother
premature,
care.
yeah.
Like pre-premature, the really
right,
little
yeah.
ones.
Yeah,
because she could fit in doll's clothes, which we then realised afterwards, but we didn't know at the time. But yeah, so no, my outfit stayed on the side for a long time before she could fit in it. So I didn't even bother with Jacob's. I'm like, I'm just not even gonna. I mean, he was dressed, but
I remember quickly. I'm not going to take this away from you, but I remember Richard coming back. So Jack was born at 6 a.m. Richard went home for a couple of hours sleep, and I didn't sleep because I was too excited. And I remember dressing Jack up, and Richard will tell you this, like a doll. I was so desperate to have a baby, so desperate to be a mum. So I dressed him up. He had a woolly hat on. He had all these lovely clothes on. It was 30 degrees. Richard comes back in after lunch, and he went, "What the hell?" He went, "He's going to boil. Get those clothes off of him."
he looked good.
He looks the part. Oh, very good.
She has got the most
so funny.
beautiful outfits, and I mean, just you sort of look at them so much. I've had Nanny and Granddad's like little baby grow that we were given when we were told she was coming, and it's been on my side all this time. And then this morning I put them in the wash because they've obviously got dusty just being on my side on my wall. So yeah, they've gone in the wash now, and the fact that I'm going to actually be putting them on her is just,
oh my golly,
it's just unreal.
Yeah. Until you see her.
Yeah, and just to hold her. So yeah, I'm so excited.
So I guess there's nothing else that's going on then in the next 2
No, I
weeks.
don't think so. I think I'll be very busy for the rest of the day. I'll be fighting of the times that we're allowed to see her, and then I think I'll be opening a bottle of champagne tonight. I doubt.
for sure.
So yeah, because I am
chicken
the
wine.
champagne queen. No,
You go
I'm
up from
champagne
that,
queen.
yeah.
She'll probably be in for a couple
She'll
of
be
days.
in for
won't she?
So hopefully, but yeah, I'm in for Saturday to the house. Laura said, "Can you come over on Saturday?" So I'm there Saturday all day as well. So yeah, exciting
she's
times.
not quick. I mean, when I know this is a lot of years ago. When I had Holly, I think I was in for 5 days, and I was in for 3 with Jacob.
Yeah, no, I
My
think
niece
it's
was
a
two.
roll.
My niece
them
was 2,
out.
and she had her C-section 4 months ago. But I think it depends on how
She's
you're
gonna be.
feeling,
Yeah.
whether
Babies.
you're feeding the baby.
Yeah.
So I guess it might be
amazing.
be an extra day, but that's amazing.
I'll let you know.
Please.
You'll be away.
Please,
Have some drink
when
for
I'm sat
us
in my
too.
cafe having a whatever. I don't know. What
This is a
cocktails?
nugget.
Pina colada. Your photos for sure. Yeah.
Oh my
But
God,
yeah,
I'm so
thank
excited.
you, girls, because you've literally been with me the whole journey, haven't you?
We have.
And you've
I
had
love it.
baby shower with her and everything.
Oh, it was
and
lovely.
yeah, it means so much.
We can't wait to meet her, and we
I
wish
know.
Laura all the very best.
Yeah.
And Michael,
thank
Laura and Michael,
you.
the very
Yeah,
best.
you tend to forget about the man, don't you?
No, he's not doing anything for him right now.
He's done
At
his
one
job.
point.
This is all
done
Laura
that.
now.
Oh, brilliant. Excellent.
Amazing.
Wow, that's it.
That's it. Oh, our next one is next a whole year.
Whole year. And I still remember,
mental.
we'll talk about that, but do you remember sitting in Rococo Lounge with a bottle? We had a glass of Prosecco
Yes,
each
we did.
Because we were, I was so nervous. And we had a glass of Prosecco each, and you had a spritzer.
Yeah,
And I've got a
they were
photo, it's our
lightweight.
first photo on our Instagram page.
Yeah.
That was like
We said we were going to do
yesterday.
that every time. We're like,
We did,
every
didn't
time
we?
before we and you did it once.
I think we did it twice,
next
didn't
time
we?
We should. We
Yes,
should do
we
exactly
should.
the same.
Okay,
Absolutely.
recreate that.
Yeah.
Yes,
definitely.
I like that. Just an last year type thing. Yeah.
I love it. So thank you for listening to episode 26 Yes, can you believe that the next episode will be celebrating a whole 12 months of hustle and giggle? How exciting. Thank you as always to Vox Radio for their ongoing help, support and sarcasm. That's you, Richard, by the way, just in case you weren't sure. Not you, Nathan, just in case you're listening.
Or you, Richard.
And to you for continuing to support us here at Hustle and Giggle. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye.
The Hustle and Giggle Podcast.